Hi, I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation, and one thing I'm trying to do this year across the board is show more my process for creating content. So I've done that on Medium, looking at live writing Medium stories, and I've talked about all different aspects of my content creation process. So one of the things that I want to look at today is how I create YouTube videos. And I'm actually going to try an interesting experiment. Hopefully you'll think it's interesting. I'm going to do something I often do, which is go to a physical space in my house and shoot a bunch of YouTube videos very quickly. But I'm going to show you how I actually go about doing that. I'm just going to leave this live stream running, and I'm going to go ahead and do what I would normally do and to walk you through and kind of talk through the process so you can see exactly what I actually do. And I'm going to go and create a new YouTube video for the channel. So first thing, I'm out on my patio here, and there's a bunch of products that I want to cover, things I've tested out, new things that are around here. So first I like to go to Amazon, which is where I buy a lot of stuff. I go to Amazon, I go to my previous orders on my phone, and I can pull up and see orders that I've placed. I go to search all orders, and then I'll put in the particular product that I want to review. So something that I remember purchasing, and I'll try to find it and find the exact specs on it, because I always like to include the exact product name and relevant details about all the products that I'm going to be covering. So now I'm going through here. I wanted to find this table that you can see over in the corner, and I want to do a YouTube video about that to start. So I look back through here. I'm looking at everything that I have that shows up for table in my previous orders, and I found the exact one, which is this step 2 naturally playful kids table. I'm going to go ahead and open this so I can confirm that's exactly what I'm looking at over there. So now I know the brand and I know the some of the specs. I can go and remind myself of some of the important features and that kind of thing. I don't tend to get too hung up on talking about the features, just because I think what people like is more my perspectives after using a product and what they tell you, if something will do versus what it really does can be different. But I'm pulling up, for example, like the maximum weight capacity, useful stuff like that. And then I'm going to go and pull up the camera app on my phone. Let's move the computer here that I'm streaming from over so you can see the process. And there's the table itself. Let's make sure everything's in the shot. And then I just usually switch the camera on and just basically go ahead and start sharing my perspectives on this. And I'll sometimes think a little bit in advance about, what do I want to say. So I'm making sure that I'm following this step 2 kids table. So I'm going to pull up my phone, and then we'll go. I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation, and this is a look at the step 2 kids table out here on my balcony outside. So this is a really great outdoor table for kids, and it's made out of a plastic material. It has sort of a faux wood type of grain to it, and I like that gives it a little bit more grip. The kids are sitting on the 2 benches that we got along the sides. They're not going to necessarily slip off, and this is a good surface for them to do outdoor projects. It's a good kids table if you're doing a barbecue and you want a spot for kids to safely be outside. It's really low to the ground, so it's easy for them to get in and out. And the manufacturer says this can accommodate 6 kids. So I think it would depend on the size of the kids. Probably, you could do 6, maybe 3 or 4-year-olds. Probably more comfortably 4 kids could sit around this table. And one thing I'm not showing here is originally came with an umbrella that comes out of the top and provides a little sun protection. So I've got the sun on here. That can be helpful. I find that it also works totally fine without that. And it works great as, again, a table to eat at outside or a table to do crafts. And I really like that you can be outside and do things like planting, planting these nice succulents. You don't have to worry about getting dirt or art supplies or whatever all over your inside table. Also, if you're going to have a messy snack like a popsicle, this is a great table to sit outside and do that. I've had mine outdoors for a couple of years now, and it's held up really well. You can see everything is in really good condition still here. And putting it together was super easy. It basically just comes in these individual large pieces, and you just open up the legs, put the bench on, put the top on, and then there are some screws that screw in to hold everything in place. So despite being really solid, low center of gravity, it's not going to fall over or anything. It's also pretty light and pretty easy to move around, so you can easily reposition this around your yard as you're doing a barbecue or other kind of an event. You can even move it inside. It works great as a easy to clean, easy to use crafts table or indoor table if you have some space in your house and you want to have a nice table for your kids to eat at or do projects at. Okay, so that's our first video. Now let's take a look at what else. I've got this mat on the floor here. So I'm going to go ahead and look this one up on Amazon. Again, going back to my order history. Now I've covered the little play gates around here before. And those have actually been really popular to talk about. So I searched for mat. I'm going to go through, and I found this exact one. I like to use products for a long time before I actually review them, so I have a lot to say about them. So sometimes I forget the exact brand that I even was looking at. This one is kind of complicated. XMTMMD. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. XMTMMD. XMTMMD. And feel free if you're questions. Okay. I'm Tom from Do It Yourself Home Automation. MMD Playmat for kids. It's made of a kind of rubberized material. You can see comes in multiple colors. The one I have here is this really nice kind of gray blue and then light kind of gray, almost a white color mat. And you get these individual little tile pieces that fit together almost like a puzzle piece with little joints that go together here. And that allows you to set it up in a really nice modular way. So if you want to have a long mat to cover maybe a hallway or a space where you want to go wall to wall with it, you could do a long, thin one, or you can do what I've done here, which is to use it to pad an outdoor area on this otherwise concrete patio surface. And you can do color coordination. You can put these in precisely so that you can do a pattern if you want to, and they really easily just kind of snap together and come apart there. I tend to just sort of throw them in because I think all the colors look nice together. I don't mind that it's a more random look. But this is the full size one set of these. You can see it covers a nice surface area here, provides a nice padded surface for your kid to crawl around on or play on. And it's I'm using it outside. See, it holds up pretty well. You might get a little bit of liquid, water underneath it, but dries out nicely in the sun. You can also use this indoors to pad a floor in a living room if you have hardwood floors or tile, and it provides a really nice surface, again, for play and for practicing crawling, that kind of thing. It's not extremely thick, but it's definitely thick enough to provide a good amount of padding, and it has this nice kind of textured surface to it, which makes it obvious what side should be up and also makes it easy for your kid to get some grip to be able to do, crawling and practicing pulling up and standing kind of thing. Really easy to store too when you're done using it. You can just take these all apart, stack them up, and it doesn't take up very much space at all. You can even take these and create 3D shapes with them if you want. If you have a bigger kid who doesn't need the mat anymore, you can create cubes by putting these together and creating like a 3Ds or to sort of build them up. So it's definitely versatile in that sense. And I've even seen people use these for a home fitness center. So if you want to have a little gym space in your garage, or even if you want to create a workshop floor, it's not just for kids, you can definitely use this mat for those purposes as well. And there we go. So that's 2 videos. Let's see what else. It's starting to run a little low on battery on my phone, but I'm going to do one final one over here. I promised 5 in the description, but we'll see how far this goes. So there's the table, and the table itself is not something that I bought on Amazon, so I can't easily look up the brand. I could probably find it, but I'm going to look up the tablecloth there because that's relevant. Delve heavy duty vinyl table. And time for do-it-yourself home automation. This is a look at the True Delve heavy-duty vinyl tablecloth. So this is a really nice outdoor tablecloth. You can see I've got it on my table on my balcony outside here. And you can get it in many different sizes. So this covers a table that's probably, I think, about 6 feet long and about 3 feet wide. But you can dial this into different shapes, round shapes, rectangles. This is a circular, semicircular table, and it works fine on that. Got a little bit of overhang here. And this is made out of a really good, high-quality vinyl material. So it holds up well, I've found, to being outdoors, which is obviously important. Rain, that kind of thing. It's nicely waterproof. It provides good coverage on the table. It's definitely thick enough that it feels like something that's not a one-time use. You can tell it's something you'd have outside for a longer time period. But it's easy to clean it off, which is a great thing with the vinyl, and it will hold up really well to weather over time. And if you get a tablecloth, then as it gets wet, you have to wait for it to dry. I find that they can start to tear as they get wet over time. And I think this is a good option because it does have that durability. It's definitely a thicker vinyl than something just really basic. So again, it works really well for the longer term. The other thing I like about it is you can choose multiple colors and patterns. So I like this blue kind of bird color. It coordinates nicely with the blue that I've got here and fits with just the natural setting out here. But again, depending on what you like, you can choose all different styles for this. And it makes it a nice kind of tied together space out here to have a little bit more visual styling. You can see the table underneath it is just a very basic kind of metal wrought surface. So this isn't as good to eat on. This makes it a really nice outdoor eating space to have a barbecue outside, or even just to sit and work out here in this nice, beautiful outdoor setting. Okay, let's see, that's 3 videos. So let me see what else we've got. A couple of water cans. So I tend to try to not have too many products in the videos at once if they're not related. But something like the tablecloth, I don't mind if that's going to be in the video. It's nice to have videos that give a little bit of context by having, the surface you're actually going to be using the product on. I don't really like videos where it's sitting in some studio or it's clearly staged. I like to actually go where I'm using the product in reality. So let me search for watering can here. So let's start with this one. This is the Green Toys watering can. Pull this up. And again, I just like to take a quick look through, make sure there's no features that I'm forgetting, any kind of like product specs and things. And this one, I think there's a distinctive element to it that I want to make sure I'm mentioning. Okay. Camera settings, just really quickly. Sometimes I like to use it's a little hard to see here, I like to use the wide angle setting, and that allows me to get more product in there. For this, where I'm focusing on one product, though, I'm going to use a more close-up setting. So let's go ahead and do this one. I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation. This is a look at the Green Toys watering can. So this is a nice watering can for kids. You could use it as a real watering can for your garden. But I think it's designed more to be a toy one and to be easy to use for a small kid, and also to teach some important concepts about sustainability. So firstly, it's a really nice solid plastic material. It's not going to rust or anything like a metal can would, and it's got this two-tone green and yellow design, which I like. Got the sort of standard feature of having holes on the front here, and then we've got the can. It's very durable also. So if I like that they created a handle by using this nice piece of natural element added into the design here. Bringing in kind of metal, something that would rust or could potentially be sharp. So it just feels very natural and very easy for a little kid to use safely. Then we've got these integrated gardening tools, which is great too. Also the same kind of construction here, nice and light, no sharp edges or anything. And these are functional. They're definitely solid enough that, again, you can really use these to do some basic gardening projects. Inside here, filled with water, and then your kid can go and do some watering. And again, like I said, though, this teaches some sustainability concepts as well, because these are actually made from recycled milk bottles. It's a special process that they use to recycle milk bottles into these really vibrant colored, durable, easy to clean, easy to use plastic products for kids. So it's a nice way to teach about recycling, reuse, in particular, taking plastic recycling, turning discarded plastic products into something that's really usable. And I like that they're still able to add these really nice, vibrant, natural colors to this watering can. And, again, functions nicely as a watering can. You might find yourself using this as well. Okay, what is that, 4 videos? So I think we will get to our 5. Let me go ahead and grab this watering can. That was our small one. Let's grab the big one. So this is definitely more for an adult watering can. 2-gallon steel watering can. All right, hot dip steel. Let's see. I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation, and this is a look at my Barron's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, steel watering can. This is a really nice high-capacity watering can. It's made out of stainless steel. You can get 2 gallons of water in here. It's got this hot dip steel coating, so that even though it is stainless steel, it's probably won't corrode, but this has this extra level to it, so that you can use this for a long time, fill it up with water, and it'll hold up really well. Got the main body here. Again, 2 gallons of water weighs almost 17 pounds, so you definitely want to have solid construction. I like that this seems really well put together. It looks like it's machine welded all along the tops and bottoms here, and this holds up well to even longer term use. I like that it has this wooden handle here too, and that means you're not putting all of that weight right onto your hand on this thin metal surface. But you do still have the metal aspect to the handle that keeps it very secure, very strong, or you can pick it up from the back. About it here, and works well for all the different kinds of gardening tasks. You've got a nice kind of disperser on the front here, so you get a good stream going into your flower over or anything. And overall, just durable and pretty heavy duty stainless steel watering can. Okay, fantastic. That's 5 videos. And I found here that I just reached the end of my battery, basically. So I will then upload those and you'll see them on my channel. So thanks for following along here. And then you can see those are real videos and they'll be up shortly.